Today I'm looking at the Roav C1 dash cam by Anker. This is Anker's first dash cam and a really solid camera out of the gate. And it even has an app for your smartphone, which we'll look at later. During this video I'm going to be overlaying a lot of driving footage during this review because that's what you came here to see. And me looking at a camera on the table talking about its software isn't the most exciting thing. So this is the camera itself. And one thing here, here's the power button. There is a little red dot. I find this button easy to press when I'm holding the camera just by its location. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll get to the mounting system here in a minute. But the lens here is adjustable up and down. The SD card slot is at the top. The sides are made of aluminum and the camera feels really solid in the hand. So here's the box it comes in. It's a really nice box. It's really tightly fit together. It's got glossy pictures on the top. On the bottom it tells you all your specifications that you need to know. It's got a Novatech chipset. It's 1080p at 30 frames per second. Its operating temperature is 14 to 149, and I'll get to that later. It's actually wider than that. It has a G sensor. It's got a 2.4-inch screen. It's got a 470 milliamp hour battery, and that's kind of a unique thing about this. It's a rather big battery for a dash cam. It uses a Sony Exynos IMX323 sensor and an f1.6 aperture lens at a 145-degree viewing angle. I think one of the neat things that you should note is this camera has phone support. A lot of these dash cams come from Chinese companies that do not have US-based support. You can, at best, you can email them. That's not the case with this. This is an Anker product. You can call people and get a hold of someone from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. So by default, the camera comes right in this plastic couch. It comes with the mount. And it comes with a Anker Power Drive 2 charger. This is no slouch of charger. This is a higher end Anker charger. It outputs 4.8 amps total, 2.4 amps on each port, and it does have the Power IQ technology. And it's small. Really nice charger. Inside you get a couple pieces of information. You get a quick start guide, and you get the owner's manual. These are really nice. They are bigger than some of Anker's other manuals, and they really do a nice job of telling you information. It's definitely a step-up manual. You can see the chart on with a 16 gig card at 1080p. It records for 160 minutes, and it will record over when the card is full. You also get the micro USB wire. This is quite a long wire. This is quite a long wire because you get to you can wrap this around your windshield the long direction, not just straight down. And it does have a micro USB right angle plug. Lastly, in this box, you get this tool here to help mold that wire around the interior of your car and tuck it in. And the directions tell you how to use this. So the lens on this dash cam isn't ultra wide, which I like. It was only 145 degrees, which I think is plenty. It doesn't add a lot of distortion to the lens, to the video, and best of all, it's a little bit more zoomed in slightly than some of the ultra wide lenses I have on dash cams. What this allows you to do, I think, is let you view license plates easier. The mount on this dash cam is my least favorite style. I prefer a suction mount because I move dash cams between vehicles, and these hard type mounts, they only allow you to, they use a black sticky 3M material, and black is nice because it helps hide it, but once you have this stuck, it's pretty stuck. You can get it off, but you can't then take it to another vehicle as easily. So it's kind of a one time and you're done, or you need to buy new adhesive. And it just clips on here. It does a good job of holding, in my opinion, but again, it's not very movable between vehicles. And this camera is definitely designed to stay in one vehicle with the longer wire. So what I did to get around that was I used some heavy-duty Velcro, and I stuck it on here. It's not a perfect solution, but it does work, and it holds the camera in place. It adds just a little bit of wiggle, but it allows me to take it up, take it down, and move it to any vehicle I want. The Velcro is really cheap and works well. One of the downsides to this type of mount is the screen. Let's pretend this is your windshield. This is going to mount up like this, and you've got to then tilt that camera. What that means is if you got this behind your dash, if your windshield's up like this, it's really hard to actually see the screen when it's mounted. That's probably good for distracted driving, but it's bad to know what's going on. It's bad if you want to adjust any settings, things like that. The software on this dash cam is by far the easiest I've used. It's a touchscreen interface. I've got the beeps turned off on this camera right now. And you just click through, so you've got three icons. You've got arrows allow you to move between screens here, and you just touch your interface button. And if you want to adjust the recording time, you just hit OK, and it scrolls through what you want to do. Makes it really easy. The other really easy thing about this camera is that it has a quick start mode. So you power it on for the first time, and it asks you to walks you through setting the date, walks you through a few just real basic settings, and away you go. I have the noises on this camera turned off, but when they're turned on, it plays a little tune to power on and off, and then it also will verbally tell you if you don't have a flash card turned in, which is nice. The video quality of this dash cam is quite good. It uses a Sony IMX323 sensor, and it's on other dash cameras on the market today as well. I think the footage of this camera has some maybe over sharpening applied, but that's not a detraction for me. I'm really impressed with the ability for it to adjust to different lighting conditions. Some of the dash cams I have overcompensated for the sky when it's cloudy, which leaves many car license plates dark and difficult to read. But this Roav DashCam seems to adjust well. They've spent some time with the software side of this, and that's really obvious. I think 1080p resolution is just fine on this camera, and the style of lens it has suits it well. Since this doesn't have an ultra-wide lens, it's easier to read license plates from a little bit further away than high-resolution cameras with ultra-wide lenses. The night shots and that transitional time in the morning or night, I think really blew my mind away. The headlights and things like that are a lot brighter than I expected, and you can see into the distance a reasonable amount of time. Anker has some marketing terms on their box that I thought were maybe just marketing terms, such as invisible design, Nighthawk vision, instant share, Wi-Fi up, G-sensor enabled. I think these are Anker just protecting their intellectual property, but as far as the Nighthawk vision, it does seem to work. I was pleasantly surprised. If you pause the video and see an individual frame of the video here, it looks like the small details are well recorded and well defined without a lot of additional artifacts in the video. This dash cam uses a G-sensor to detect vibrations and record events versus a lot of cameras that use motion sensors. What this means is it'll also record when a car is off, because it does have that big battery. So if your car gets vibrated, say it was rear-ended or hit while you were inside a shop, it would come on within 5 seconds or so and start recording. Now, depending on where you were hit, at the front or the back, and where you had the camera recorded, it may or may not help record that damage. Either way, it's going to come on and let you know you had a problem. I think this nice battery is better than hardwiring a camera, which you've had to do to have the feature like this in the past. Again, it's just ease of install and it's ease of use to move between vehicles. This camera has a fairly large 470 milliamp hour battery. When driving, events where the G meter hits a certain amount, which is configurable in the software, records and throws the video clip into a special folder, which is nice too. Some people might be concerned with how well this camera holds up during use, especially with the battery. It's designed to be in continuous operation from 19 degrees Fahrenheit to 149. Now, where I live in the Midwest, it can certainly get colder than that, so I'll be testing that this winter. But Anker also says that it'll protect data in temperatures ranging from freezing at a negative 20 degrees to 160 degrees. And with Anker's reputation and warranty, I wouldn't worry about this at all. If there's a problem, they will cover this. The neat thing about this dash camera is that it's got a smartphone app. Now, I'm going to try and get this to fit all in frame here, but it's been a little bit difficult to do so. So the first thing to do, you have to go into your menu on your dash. You have to plug in your dash cam and give it a power source. Right now I'm using a Anker power bank. I actually happen to have a few of those. You scroll over to the Wi-Fi, and right now it's off, and I just click on, it shows this screen here and tells you the information to connect. Now I've already joined this and it joined the first time, so I should just be able to hit connect here. And it disconnects me from my main wireless network at my house and connects me to the camera and reports connected. I can move the dash cam out of the way here, show my phone a little bit better. Now you've got several options on what you can do here next. This app is neat because this is how you update firmware on the camera, and that's really nice. A lot of manufacturers don't even put out firmware updates. You've got to kind of email them, tell them you're having a problem or something, and then they'll send you links or emails to that firmware. Anker and Roav are really straightforward about that. First time I connected, it said, hey, there's a firmware update. I was able to follow the on-screen instructions and make it current. And one of the things that did was that boosted the record time of 3 minutes and allowed me to have 5 and 10 minute settings, which is really nice. So they're actively developing the camera and making it better. One of the neat things you can do in here is adjust the settings on the phone. So say I want to turn the watermark off or on, and it's pretty quick to do. So I can hit device update and it asks you to disconnect so it can connect out to the internet and then connect back. But like I said, mine's up to date. But you can just click what you want, change your settings, hit OK, and you're done. It makes it really quick to set up the camera. The other neat thing you can do is look through your videos on the camera. It'll a little bit slowly here go cache those videos and look at things. You can only look at emergency videos if you want, or you can look at all of them. And I'm going to look at this one here. And I just click it and click play. And here it is playing. You even get sound. And for copyright reasons, I'll take care of that sound. But here I am driving around in a neighborhood this afternoon. And it's just really neat. It works really well. I could see using this if you had a crazy event and you needed to, or a crash or something, you need to show the police on site. You could do that really easily. Or if you just saw something on the road cool and wanted to show your friends, it'd be a really neat way to do that. The other thing you can do then is you can have it download to your phone. And it goes at about 2.8, 3 megabytes a second. Depends on the speed of your card. I wouldn't expect great speeds. This was a 200 meg file and it's going to take about a minute to download. The other thing you can do is just delete the file if you want. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. So I think it's nice having, and it was a surprise that it works as well as it does. For the current selling price of under $70 on Amazon right now, I think this is a great dash camera. It's really easy to use, and it'd be great for anyone, whether they're a beginner or someone a little bit more advanced. It can mount both hard, and it can be removable with slight modifications. I'm using this now as my main dash camera because of how the lens isn't an ultra wide, and I think it makes reading the license plates a little bit easier to see. Like I said, I prefer a suction mount, but the way this one has, I understand why they did it. It's just not my flavor. It's really nice. Anker also includes this high quality charger. Not a lot of brands do that, and it's a really nice bonus, especially for the price. You won't have concerns about charging your phone or other devices with it either. It's just high quality. Video quality is there too, and the app makes it easy to use, easy to set up, and easy to view files. I can't wait to see where Roav takes its brand next. It's really, I think, starting out here with a bang. Thanks for watching my review of the Roav DashCam C1. Please let me know what you think of it in the comments below.